Just as in at nitrogen cycle, the carbon cycle is also very important. Why so? Because carbon is an important element that is prevalent in our nature and is required in our life system or living system as a whole. Carbon is present in the form of diamond or graphite in our atmosphere in elemental form, and it is present in combined state with carbon dioxide, carbonate and hydrogen carbonates. Carbon is atmosphere, so you can see carbon dioxide in atmosphere. This carbon dioxide in atmosphere is made to limestone when it reacts in water. When carbon dioxide reacts with water, it forms carbonates and thus forming the limestone. Whereas this carbon dioxide can be assimilated by the plants through the process of photosynthesis, and it can form organic compounds. Upon the death of organic compounds, when the plant are buried under debris of soil layer after layer over years and years, they form coal. Even they form petroleum in the same process. So we can say that coal and petroleum is a resultant of the absorption of the carbon by the plants, which is the product upon their death. The coal and petroleum, the petroleum is also the product of animals. When the animals are feeding upon the plants and then finally dying, it is also giving its contribution for petroleum. These petroleum and coal combines together to form the animal organic compounds products after the death of the animal. They are not the products of animals, but they are the products after the death of the animals after several years. The animal organic compounds, one of the uses making of shell. As we have learned in the chapter of diversity, shell is an inorganic carbonate present on the outer covering of the Pila globusa or many mollusks. So this shell forms the outermost covering of the animals. These animal organic compounds as well as the plants release this carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere by the process of respiration and decomposition, that is their death. So in a nutshell, the carbon cycle is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, that is the combined state of carbon. It comes to becomes organic compounds in plants by the process of photosynthesis. It reaches water to become carbonate and finally limestone. The organic compounds in photosynthesis forms coal after the death of the plants over several years, and then it is fed by the animals. The organic compounds in animals upon death forms petroleum. So coal and petroleum together is used as fossil fuels. Then these organic compounds in animals can be made into inorganic carbonates or shell, and through respiration and decomposition the carbon dioxide is reverted back to the atmosphere. Carbon is very important. Why so? Because protein, amino acids, carbohydrates, in every macromolecules of our body as well as micromolecules, there is the incorporation of carbon. So carbon is very, very important. Carbon is also important in the form of carbonate when it helps to form structures like that of shell. There are two processes of production of carbon. One is respiration and another one is combustion. Respiration means when the glucose formed in our body is broken down to form carbon dioxide in presence of oxygen or in absence of oxygen, but the product is carbon dioxide. And combustion means when you burn some fossil fuels, you release carbon dioxide, and that is the combustion. So respiration is, you can say, the opposite of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis produces glucose in the plants, in the leaves by the help of chlorophyll and sunlight, and this glucose is broken down to carbon dioxide by the process of respiration. So children, there are two processes for contribution of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. One is respiration and another one is combustion. Now the most important topic after this is greenhouse effect. Pay your attention to this concept, greenhouse effect. Okay, say this is a glass chamber. This is a glass chamber. And this is a source of energy. Say here I have considered it to be sun. This glass chamber, say, has 3 plants. So when the sun's radiation will fall on the plant with adequate food and water, these plants will definitely use carbon dioxide to form food products, that is photosynthesis. but at the time of respiration, it will release carbon dioxide. Upon releasing of carbon dioxide, these gases are trapped in this glass chamber. Is it clear? These gases cannot surpass the glass chamber, and as a result of which the temperature of this glass chamber increases. The temperature of this glass chamber increases. So this is called greenhouse effect, because green about the plant, it is a house, and the effect is the rise of the temperature. If I just make a connotation to that for Earth, the huge amount of carbon dioxide released by various types of industries and man-made interventions also rise the temperature of the Earth. The carbon dioxide, being an example of a greenhouse effect, cannot surpass the Earth's atmospheric layer and stays inside the Earth. Say this arrow wants to go back, but it goes again back to its own position, and therefore the carbon dioxide level increases, resulting in the increase in the temperature. So you can say that greenhouse effect is a very major impact of air pollution, that is excess amount of carbon dioxide being released in our atmosphere increases the level of the greenhouse in our atmosphere, finally increasing the temperature. What are the consequences of greenhouse effect? Very well known to you: melting of glacier, increase in the level of the seawater, and that day is not far enough. If the release of carbon dioxide is maintained in this at this point, then the entire world will come under water. So it is our responsibility to minimize greenhouse effect as much as possible. That's all.